Hello everyone, I'm Sebastian Y, and this is Principles of Macro. In this video, we're going to solve an exercise about drawing up a balance sheet for a bank. We're given some information here about a country that has $2 million in currency, where there are many banks in the country which each hold 20% of their deposits in reserve and loan out the rest. In part A, we're just asked to figure out the total money supply, which we can do using the equation M equals C over R. This equation is going to work just fine because we're assuming that consumers are depositing all their money in banks. They're not holding any as currency. Plugging in the numbers, we get 2 million divided by R, which is 20% or 0.2. Dividing by 0.2 is the same as multiplying by 5, and so that's going to give us a total money supply of 10 million. Now we're going to dig into one specific bank that has 100,000 in deposits and 10,000 in owner's equity or capital. So we're going to draw up the balance sheet. On the left, we have assets, and on the right, we have liabilities and owner's equity. Let's start on the liabilities and owner's equity side with deposits. We know that our deposits here are $100,000, and our bank capital is $10,000. Now let's go over to assets. We'll do reserves first. We're going to use the reserve ratio of 20% that we established earlier to calculate this out. They're going to hold 20% of their deposits in reserve. Deposits are 100,000, 20% of that is 20,000. And then we're told that they loan out everything else. This is where we need to use the fact that the two sides of the balance sheet have to be equal in total. So if we add up deposits and bank capital, we get 110,000 on the right-hand side, which means that loans will have to be the exact amount to make assets also total to 110,000. 110,000 minus the 20,000 in reserve leaves us with $90,000 for loans. Next, we're going to calculate the leverage ratio. The leverage ratio is assets divided by owner's equity. Assets are 110,000. That's our reserves plus our loans together. And then we're going to divide that by our owner's equity, also known as bank capital, which is 10,000. 110 divided by 10 is 11. In the last part, we're told that 10% of the bank's borrowers default on their loans, eliminating them from the bank's assets. We're going to draw up our new balance sheet. As always, we're going to have assets and liabilities and owner's equity. The change here is happening to the loans. Deposits are not affected, and so we're just going to carry that forward from before, which was 100,000. The reserve ratio hasn't changed. That's still 20%, and so our reserves are also going to stay the same at 20,000. But now we've had 10% of our $90,000 in loans default. 10% of 90,000 is 9,000, and so we are going to subtract that off of the total to get 81,000. Now the last thing we need to do is figure out what our bank capital is going to be, and this is where we need to use the fact that the two sides still need to add up to the same. 20,000 plus 81,000 is 101,000 in assets, which means that bank capital had better be 1,000 to make liabilities and owner's equity also add up to 101,000. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.